What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Last Week in the NBA. For those of you that are unfamiliar, this is the series where I recap everything that happened this last week in the NBA. Look, we don't all have all the time in the world to go and watch every single game, and so I like to break it down into a little, 30-minute chunk for you guys to digest. We've got our standouts of the week. We're going to take a look around the association, see who else is doing well in certain categories. We've got news to cover. We've got the rookie report, standings update, and now that the NBA Cup is going on, we'll be covering that. But anyway, let's tell you guys everything that happened this last week. Starting off with our top performers. So this points per game box right here, or table, I guess I should say, these are stats for the week. These are the top 20 scores of this last week. All the categories that you see over here are through the years. I've also slapped a couple qualifiers on the field goal percentage one and the 3-point percentage one. To qualify in the top 5 for field goal percentage now, you have to have played in at least 5 games, and for the 3-point percentage one, you have to have played in at least 5 games, and you have to take at least 1 3 a game. Because otherwise, I'm sure Zach Edey, who's probably 2 for 3 on the season or something, is probably towards the top in this. But anyway, let's talk about the key performers of this week, starting off with Mr. Wembanyama. What's going on with Victor Wembanyama right now? 37 points per game in this last week, and that's over 3 games, so pretty good amount of games this week. 11 rebounds, 2.5 blocks. We expect that a steal, getting some assists. What's working well for him? Well, it's this category right here, the 3-pointers. They're falling right now. He hit 44% of his 3-pointers this year, and he's been getting a lot of scrutiny for the shooting in this last week. Maybe I shouldn't say this last week, just throughout this season, because he's taking a ton of 3-pointers. And when I say a ton, there's games where he's getting up 13 3-pointers, and you're kind of like, wait, what? Why is that happening? He hasn't been hitting a huge clip of them either. If we take a look at Wemby for the season, he's just now getting to about 34%. You can see it's just barely a little bit red. It's just below league average in that sense, but it took him hitting a ton of threes this last week. Obviously, the top of it being Wemby having a big 50-point game and everything, right? And that was awesome, but the shot attempts aren't changing, and that's very strange to me. I'm surprised that the Spurs are letting him do this. There must be some sort of ulterior motive, just because I believe the Spurs are always thinking 2 steps ahead with things, but it's weird how many 3-point shots he's taking. It's weird that they're not getting him closer to the rim or anything like that. Maybe they're just hey, and Wemby's not a bad shooter by any means. He's just taking really deep threes for whatever reason. Maybe they're look, we know we're not really going anywhere this year. Just get the reps up. Get comfortable from 3 this season. I mean, they played Sohan at point guard last year, so I don't know. But it'd be nice to see Wemby get a little bit closer to the rim and operate around there. That's where the magic happens, but regardless, that's what's going on. This isn't one of the guys I necessarily want to highlight a ton because, look, we just already know he's great, but Nikola Jokic, you'll see here, he lights up in multiple different areas on this screen. Obviously, points per game right now. He's actually, I think, second in the NBA in points per game. It's second or third, and he's number 1 in assists, number 1 in rebounds, and he's number 3 in 3-point percentage with these qualifiers on it, which is crazy. He's hitting 56.4% of his 3-point attempts right now, and that's absolutely nuts, because he's taken a couple a game, right? So Jokic is MVP. If you have any other argument for anyone else, you're incorrect. Jokic is the best player in the world, and it's just how it is, man. He's that good. But this last week, 37 points, 15 rebounds, or 15 assists per game. It was one game. So let me chill a little bit. But 18 rebounds still, 3 steals. Crazy. He probably just went 3 for 3 from 3 or something like that. But regardless, great week for Jokic. The next player I want to highlight, though, it's probably no surprise to you guys, but De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox played in 5 games in this last week and averaged 36.6 points per game, 7.5 assists, 6 rebounds, shot 44% from 3, got a steal and a half a game, was a positive, and he is carrying the Kings this week, man. He's been phenomenal in some of the appearances that he had. Obviously, he had the 50-pointer or whatever, and I think he had another 40-something the night after or 2 days afterwards or something. I believe we have it over here. Yeah. Fox had a 60-point game. That's the first ever for the Kings. And then he finished with 109 points through 2 games or something like that. So he had another 49 or something like that. That's insane. De'Aaron Fox and DeMar DeRozan have been 2 of the hardest guys to guard in the NBA. And a lot of us were theorizing hey, this could be a really deadly combo if these 2 really figure out how to play off each other. But they've been phenomenal this year. If we can take a look at DeRozan, who was actually hurt in their game yesterday. For reference, I record these on Sunday. There's no Sunday games that have been played yet, so these stats are through Saturday, I always like to say, but DeRozan having another phenomenal year, 23 points, 40% from three. It's amazing, right? It's really amazing. So the Kings, you guys got yourself two of the deadliest players in the NBA right now. So congratulations to y'all. Next player I'd like to highlight just like really quickly. We're not going to spend a ton of time on it, but Karl Anthony Towns might be the best offensive player in the NBA and the worst defensive player. It's insane. He's letting up like 95% of shots at the rim, but he is scoring, getting rebounds, just doing a little bit of everything. He's fourth in the NBA in rebounds. It's absolutely crazy. Tyler Hero also still high on the list right now. I think that's interesting to see. He's been really getting buckets, hitting his three-point shots as of late, so good for him. But the next guy we're actually going to talk about is a rookie. A rookie's actually playing well. It's Jared McCain out of nowhere. I was not high on, look, was I that high on a ton of people coming into the NBA this year as rookies? No. Not at all. Jared McCain, pretty surprised with how he's been playing. 4-game sample size, right, in this last week. 28 points per game, 4.5 assists, 2-ish rebounds, shooting 43.9% from three. I think what's been the craziest thing about McCain is, like, one, he's breaking people down with the ball, which is cool, but more impressively, it's his movement without the ball. Like, he's re-spacing, like, Steph Curry type stuff and, like, running around screens and, like, he's passing the ball and then immediately going and finding another screen for a pin down where he can pop back up and hit a three, because like his catch and shoot numbers are great, right? That's what's been so awesome. But he's getting to the rack and he's finishing over people and stuff too. Like, it's great to see a rookie that's playing well. He's taking advantage of Tyrese Maxey being down. So shout out Jared McCain, man. Clearly the favorite for Rookie of the Year as of right now, just because, look, nobody else is doing anything all that crazy. There have been a couple rookie games that have been at least solid recently because there was a real lack of it for a while. But Jared McCain, man, like, starting to do it. There's always a surprise or two, right? Let's hope he can keep this up, because I mean, it's just been about a week where this has been happening, but hey, I'm here for it, man. I'm really here for it. To touch on Anthony Edwards really quickly, the three-point shot is starting to fall off a little bit now. He was absolutely stroking it for a while. By the way, this other column over here, we're taking a look at year stats. If you guys weren't familiar with that and you didn't feel like reading, Anthony Edwards is still 42% from the field. We got to get him going at the rim a little bit more again, but you know, that's going to be a problem because they don't have enough spacing on the team, right? Like, there's not enough like guys to have gravity or anything to help Anthony Edwards like get going to the rim. I think that's a slight side effect that we're seeing. Still having a phenomenal season overall, so I guess we'll see. But if I could focus on just then one more player for this week, it's going to be Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels still can't shoot, but we have to give him credit for the crazy defense that he's been playing for Atlanta right now. But this week in 2 games, 26.5 points per game, 5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, 6 steals, and he's leading the NBA in deflections. I saw some sort of statistic that said like, hey, yo, Dyson Daniels is on pace to get like 300 deflections this year, and the NBA record is like 160 or something like that. So Dyson Daniels is a menace defensively right now. It's absolutely crazy. We can look at the steals per game. He's getting almost 4 steals a game, which is just insane. But when Trae Young was down and they played the Celtics that last week, and he was just kind of trying to make it happen, it was something. But still, the three-point shot not quite falling for Dyson. I mean, we can take a look at it for the season, 28%. It's not good. If he could just shoot, man, if he could shoot, like, then you're getting a big-ass contract, right? It's just got to find the three-point shot for this guy. Gotta find him. If we can take a look around like other things, assists per game, we already talked about Jokic, how he's on top. Trae still there. DeJounte Murray, who's only played in half or like a game, is what it is. LeBron is up to 9.2 assists per game, which I find interesting. Like, JJ Redick's putting him in more of a ball handling opportunity spot with D'Angelo Russell being moved to the bench. So I'm kind of interested in that. Ja Morant's still up there really high. A bunch of names that you would expect. I want to bring up Zubats a little bit more just because the Clippers had that whole thing about addition or subtraction leading into addition. I don't know what the actual phrase was, but they were saying like, hey, Paul George left. We've got opportunities to be better, right? That's what Norman Powell was saying. Zubats has taken full advantage of that. 15 points a game, 12 rebounds. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. He's finishing really good around the rim. And then Norman Powell's obviously the other guy really benefiting from that. 48% from three, super efficient, 24 points per game, not doing like a ton of other crazy things, but just going out there and getting buckets. Like, he's always been a really efficient player, but now we're just like upping the volume and he's maintaining that. That's crazy. We can continue to look at steals. Jordan Poole surprisingly up there. Shout out Jalen Williams, CJ McCollum, Paul George. Looking at the blocks, it's Wemby. It's probably going to be Wemby for the next 20 years. Walker Kessler, Chet, Nick Richards, Alex Sarr, a rookie sighting right here. Let's pull up Alex Sarr because look, defensively, Sarr's been good. Like, that's exactly what I expected from him as a rookie. I think instant defensive impact, right? But Offensively, the Wizards, I don't know what you guys are doing. I cannot figure it out for the life of me. Look, you're playing a lot of rookies, and that's hard. And look, Kuzma and Poole are doing whatever it is that they're doing out there on the court. But we can't say Sarr's not playing defense, man. Dude's out there playing defense, so we give him credit for that at the very least. Field goal percentage, Jalen Duren is hitting 82% of his shots. That's crazy. Then you see Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively. Yep, shout out to them. Shout out Gary Payton being a guard and trying to be a big man at all times. And then Jackson Hayes, very cool. Larry Nance Jr. is leading the NBA in three-point shooting with these qualifiers right here. And then we have Alec Burks, Jokic again, Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish. I think Taurean Prince has actually been pretty solid for the Bucks so far. Obviously, the Bucks are struggling a ton, but 9 points, 5.5 rebounds, shooting what he is from three. Like, it's not Prince's fault, that's for sure. They've got a lot of other problems in Milwaukee. I don't think it's Prince's fault, though. So he's doing what we expect him to do out of there. But anyway, let's go talk about some news. All right, y'all, first bit of news. We're starting off with the dunk. Cade coming up the court. Amen is on him, getting a poke as always because he's amazing. Give me this. Dump it off. Get out the way! Oh my God! Oh, that's so nasty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, everybody needs to be flexing. Everybody needs to be flexing. Yeah, y'all gotta chat with each other. Yep, there's a tech. Like, can I just see the dunk one more time? No, let me see the dunk. Where's the dunk? Oh, okay, this clip sucks, but let me just see this one more time. Let me see it one more time. Dump it off. Oh, that Fred VanVleet's that's me on the bench right there. Fred VanVleet. Look at that. That's me right there. That's my go-to reaction for it, man. But hey, number 1 pick, number 2 pick. They were chatting it up after the dunk, and they were kind of just like, hey, man, you got me there. And, like, all respect in the world to him, man. That was crazy. All right, next thing we have to talk about is Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren went down this last week, and that's unfortunate, man. Went out with a hip issue. He fell down, like, on his hip. It looked painful. He's going to be out 8 to 10 weeks. The Thunder also don't have Isaiah Hartenstein, which makes things incredibly difficult for them because they're playing without big men, but nonetheless, they continue to persevere and they keep beating teams, and they're beating teams handily. Like they're giving them the business with just the wings and the undersized wings at that and the guards. So shout out to them. But man, it sucks to see Chet going down. I mean, we can take a look at what Chet was bringing for them so far this season: 16 points, 8.5 rebounds. He's getting the blocks right. Obviously, we see him number 3 in blocks. He was converting from 3. He was a big plus for them, man. So it's unfortunate. We hope we get Chet back soon. Next thing we have to talk about is the NBA Cup. So the NBA Cup is back. If you guys didn't watch the little video I did this last week, feel free to go watch it or whatever. It's just me explaining kind of how the cup works and everything. But cup games are back. I think they're exciting. I love the courts and everything and the uniforms that come with them. I think it's fun. I think it's a cool thing for people to play for and everything. You've already seen some kind of crazy upset games. Dyson Daniels beating the Celtics was one of them that was very unexpected because they didn't have Trae Young, right? And I know like the Trailblazers won a game that was pretty crazy. I think it was against the Timberwolves or something like that. But the cup is fun. I want to see other teams like going on and competing for the cup and stuff, and I don't know, I just think it's a lot of fun, and I want to be here for it. But we'll take a look at the cup standings towards the end of the video. Speaking of the NBA Cup, I got another highlight for you guys. Let me see it. The Raptors playing with only G League dudes pretty much. Give me those. Get up. Bruno Fernando on Giannis. Oh my God, look at Scott. What is Scotty wearing? Why he look like Charlie Brown? What is that? Oh my God, give me those. Hey, on your damn head. On your damn head. Let me see that one more time. Meet me at the rim. Ugh! I like Bruno Fernando, man. I like the way he plays. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out Bruno Fernando and the Raptors boys playing all those second-round picks. Next highlight to watch, also having to do with the NBA Cup. Let's take a look at this. 1 second left. Pistons down 2 right here, right? Craziness unfolds. The Miami Heat look a little disorganized, not quite sure what they're doing. Too many guys in the court. Get him off. What are we doing? We're going to set a little back screen here, and then go. Throw that up. Alley-oop dunk. Doesn't take, like, any time off the clock. Duren, amazing play. Great pass by Cade. Seen this play drawn up a lot, but this is where the craziness happens right here. What just happens? Timeout by Miami, right? But guess what? The Miami Heat have no timeouts. No timeouts right here. So what happens? Technical ensues right here. So not only did they just tie the game, Beasley gets to shoot this. So rare miss by Spoelstra. But Give me those. And I don't mean to spoil it for you, but the Pistons go on to win the game because of that. Absolutely crazy. A rare miss by Spo. He said it himself. He's like, terrible mistake by me. You lose a cup game, and the Pistons get a win in the cup. This is why we love it. The cup is fun, man. I'm so here for the cup. Next bit of news. Wednesday night was the night of scoring in the NBA. We had Wemby with his crazy game. That's why we see him with like 37 points. Giannis also had a 50-point game that night. Karl Anthony Towns had a stupid amount. That's why you see Cat as well on this list, right? And then you see JP. Jordan Poole had like 40 points in that game. I don't think Jordan Poole made this list, though. No, he doesn't. What is Jordan Poole at for the season right now? 22 points, 4.5. He's actually hitting his threes, -10. Yeah, the Wizards just suck, but Jordan Poole had like 40 that night. Jason Tatum also had a crazy one during that game. Jason Tatum does fall onto it here. Where did he fall for the week? 27, 28 points, 8.5 an assist, crazy, 9.5 rebounds. Tatum's having an amazing season as well. Probably like second or third in MVP voting right now, right? He probably has to be. And then I put TikTok here. That's Jared McCain, because Jared McCain also had like a 30-something point game during the week. So Wednesday, it was the night of scoring. It was the night of scoring. But hey, I've got another highlight to go see, another game winner. Let's go see it. All right, y'all, we got a tie game, Utah and Dallas. Utah, one of the worst teams in the NBA. Dallas, one of the better ones, but struggling this season. And something's wrong. Something's wrong right here. Give me that dunk, John Collins. Do I need to rewind to see what just happened? Yes, I do. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Let's go back just a little bit. What's going on right here? Luka guarding nobody. Guarding absolutely nobody. He's dropping back. He's expecting him to come up and set a screen is what's happening right here. He's waiting for the screen to be set. Most people expect that, but still, you can't be that far away from him, right? So John Collins just goes like, hey, just kind of give me the ball right here, please. Thank you. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Luka took responsibility for it after the game. He's like, man, I just had a brain fart. And that unfortunately happens. It does, but wow. Crazy win for the Jazz. Next thing on the list, the Cleveland Cavaliers still haven't lost a game. They continue to just kind of keep on rolling, in large part to like Darius Garland, who's having just a phenomenal season, all green. Donovan Mitchell has been absolutely amazing as well. You can see his stats scoring even more, also being very efficient from the field or from behind the arc. It's awesome. Evan Mobley is finally turning into like an offensive player. The three-point shot isn't falling like crazy right now, but 17, 18 points a game when you've already got two other 20-point scorers is all you need. All you need, like that's not a crazy number still. 8.5 rebounds, getting you a block and a half, getting you a steal, right? He's still playing outside the arc, which is awesome. We can take a look at Jared Allen, who's obviously been amazing for them this season, getting them a double-double. And then Karis LeVert, who's now hitting his three-point shot at a 49% clip. That's another big reason for them. He wasn't shooting so well the last couple seasons or whatever. He's been converting this year. It's been awesome to see. So Cleveland just kind of keeps on rolling. The next thing I had here was Jared McCain is on fire, so we already talked about that. I apparently have another dunk to show you guys, so let's see it. It's another cup game, y'all. I love the cup, man. These games are intense, I'm telling you. Like, I've talked to the players. I've talked to people on these NBA teams. They're like, I'm not going to lie, when I see the courts and everything and all the cameras and everything else, they're like, I get pretty excited for it. Like, I'm ready to go for this cup. So it's awesome to see. But, hey, Brooklyn up 1 on a good team. Give it to Brunson, one of the best we got in this league. Where we going? Jab. Pull up. At home, Schroeder. Get going. Dennis Schroeder having an amazing season. We got Bridges on him. Give me those! Rebound, Huck Party! Hey! That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. That's so cold-blooded, y'all don't even understand. Can I just see this again, please? Just jab, pull right up in the Grinches. In the Grinches. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. And then let me see this. Schroeder, ooh, tries to get slippery. Give me these. That's why you go get Bridges. Oh my gosh, what a closing to the game, man. Dennis Schroeder, amazing season so far. I love it. Let's keep the hype going, y'all. Let's keep the hype going. Ant, where we going? Get out of here. Just, oh! Oh my God. I love watching Anthony Edwards play basketball so much. Oh, Lordy. Oh my God. Oh, I miss being able to jump, man. I couldn't jump like this, but oh man. Oh, that's so gnarly. I needed this, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Oh, y'all don't understand. For reference, at the time of recording this, I just got done watching a football game, the Bears and the Packers, and the Bears lost again. You guys might not watch any football, but as a Bears fan, I'm just the biggest loser in the world, and I can't watch it anymore, and it makes me sad. So this is making me happy seeing some stuff like this. It just makes things better. We already talked about De'Aaron Fox a little bit, so that covers that one. Oh, another crazy ending to a game right here. A controversial one at that. Bucks can't catch a break. Let's go watch it. Alrighty, y'all. Here's the situation right here, right? We've got the Bucks up one in a close one. They're struggling to get wins right now. The Hornets have been scrappy this year. LaMelo's playing phenomenal this season. Here we go. 20 seconds left. Andre Jackson Jr. played a great game, playing good defense. Good switch by Giannis. Great defensive play. LaMelo trying to get loose. He's gonna dance. He goes down. Foul. Late whistle. No shot. Well said. Well said, Hornets announcer. It is good to have a superstar. Let's take a look at this. A great cross by LaMelo. Trips on his own 2 feet. Goes down. Milwaukee ends up losing this game. They are chirping. They are not happy. The Hornets end up getting a dub in this one. Milwaukee cannot catch a break. Milwaukee, I feel for you, man. You can't have a much grosser season than this. We'll look at the standings in a little bit, but oh my gosh, the Bucks can't get a win. Normally, there's more like news articles to talk about this week. This has just been a week of highlights, if nothing else. And you know what? I'm cool to just review highlights with y'all, so y'all let me know what you think of all of this and everything. But hey, what do we got here? Tie game in overtime. The Toronto Raptors, who again, playing with like second-round picks and stuff out there, versus the Boston Celtics, the reigning champs, probably best team in the NBA, right? Let's see it. What do we got here? I don't like these Celtics uniforms. I'm going to be real with you. Let's see it. Tatum, he's going to go around, get a little separation. What are we doing? Who is that on him? Is that Oche? Abaji, yep. Oh my gosh, Jason Tatum knows he's got to go. Jab, step back, cross, step back, let me kiss myself. Game! Oh my Lord! That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Like, good defense by Agbaji, man. Nothing else you can really do about that. Let's see it one more time. Step back. Good defense. He's deep. He's just that dude. That's just Jason Tatum, man. Having a phenomenal season. Crazy. Alrighty, y'all. That's all the highlights and news for this week. Let's move over here to the rookie report over here. For those of you unfamiliar, I built this last week as a way for us to try to track like rookie of the year stuff and just see what rookies are playing well. Basically, I did a small, very brief study and found that more often than not, points per game is the indicator of rookie of the year. It looks like about between 70 and 80% of the time that kind of happens, right? So that's the best indicator. But there are other factors at play, usually having to do with assists or rebounds. So we're calculating those as well. And what I had the week before was just like, hey, all rookie first team and second team per se, but it seems like some people wanted to see like, hey, who are the people kind of creeping up? Let's keep other people in the conversation. So we've got 15 rookies on display here, and not gonna lie to you, it's still gross, y'all. It's still pretty gross. We've seen Jared McCain absolutely shoot up right here, right? Jared McCain, he's the best rookie by far right now, and it's all because of a 1 week run for the most part, and that's great, right? I mean, that's kind of all it takes with this group of people that we've got this year, and that's okay, right? I mean, there's other guys playing very solid, but Jared McCain's like actually like playing very meaningful basketball, and so we give him all the credit in the world. Reese Shea is second right now, just barely above Zach Edey in terms of points. Not very efficient. He's been struggling. He did have like a good game recently, but that's kind of all we got with like the rookies and stuff. Zach Edey mostly coming off the bench at this point. He's at least like a positive. He's also on a better team, so that helps. He's exactly what I thought he was going to be, right? He's kind of a trick play, kind of, if you will. Like, he's just a very different look than other guys in the NBA. Do I think he's ever going to become like a very impactful NBA player? Not necessarily. I don't really see that, but I see a lot of good things out of him and the abilities that he does have. So I think in like small spurts, Zach Edey can be really effective, and that's how they're using him right now. Jalen Wells, the other rookie for the Grizzlies, second round pick, still playing pretty solid for them, starting, getting you double-digit points. He's been a positive for them, like defensively and stuff. He's hitting his 3-point shot above league average, so we take that. Nothing else to say. Alex Sarr, we talked about it. Defensively, he's been good. Everything else, very, very bad. Wizards are bad. The Wizards play other rookies, though. Keyshawn George, also very ineffective when he's out there. Can't quite make too many of his shots, but I want to stress, with rookies, I just don't care about their efficiency that much right now. Like, if it's good, that's great, right? But I don't care about a rookie or a young player's efficiency until like the end of their second year. I want to start to see some consistency starting to build. It just takes a little bit of time, and we can be patient with that. So Keyshawn George, gonna be patient with it. Not seeing a ton I'm crazy about right now. Stephon Castle has crept up into things. He's been playing a lot more as of late due to like some injuries and stuff like that. Still can't do much for them offensively, but defensively, he's been really smart. He's cutting and moving without the ball well. Give him credit there. Bub Carrington is doing as much as he can as a rookie point guard on a really bad team. That's the most I can say. Dalton Connect actually playing very solid. If you guys remember during the offseason, I said teams should really just prioritize getting the older guys and drafting them this year because they're going to be able to contribute a little bit more. That's proven to be true with Dalton Connect. He shouldn't have fallen that far in the draft. JJ Redick's been using him really well. He's hitting 40% of his threes. That's awesome. That's what we want to see out of him, scoring almost double digits. That's pretty good, right? I mean, that's really impressive. Kyle Filipowski has entered the conversation here at the 10th spot for rookies. Been starting quite a bit. Why do the Jazz always want to play three bigs? Like, I know Lowry can play the three. I don't like it, though. They're playing him, John Collins, and like Filipowski in like a lot of their starting five, and I'm just kind of like, what's going on here? I don't know. But he's hitting his three-point shot right now. He's converting around the rim and everything, which is good. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not seeing any like beautiful post-ups, more so like teams just kind of leaving him and he's kind of getting like some easy buckets. So we'll take it though. You can only contribute how you can contribute. And then kind of just like the other ones, Ryan Dunn, he's falling off in the scoring a little bit and in the efficiency. You know, Bradley Beal and Durant have been out, and guys are going to key in on you. Sorry. Tristan Da Silva, he's been helping them play some winning basketball. You'll see the positive plus minus there. He's been getting some spot starts with Paolo out. Not very efficient offensively. Offensively, he's been a little bit rough, but he's also not making a ton of mistakes out on the court, and so that's at least beneficial, right? At least he's not playing bad. Yves Missy looks like he's getting better every single week. I've always said he's basically the new Clint Capella, and I think that's fine, right? Like, he's going to get better. He's going to get smarter. I think he's got some good ability and stuff. It's just that team is a disaster right now. The Pelicans, that team is just decimated with injuries, so that's tough. Ron Holland is here, and that's the most I want to talk about watching Ron Holland play. Sorry, I'm rooting for him. Then Donovan Clingan, he had a good game this week, so that's cool. I think he had like 17 and 12, so good for them. That's our rookie report, y'all. It's not pretty. I can't wait for next year because I'm hoping next year's a little bit better. But hey, Jared McCain running away with it right now, man. I don't know how much longer Maxi's out, but it's been a pleasure to watch him recently. I'm really, really impressed because he's not a guy I was very high on, and so I really hope it can keep going. Let's take a look at the NBA Cup standings in the West Group A. We've got a couple teams just undefeated. And look, this is early, right? The Trailblazers beat the Timberwolves. The Rockets beat the Kings, which is crazy. Clippers are 0-1 because they lost to the Timberwolves. So a lot of craziness here. Still anybody's thing. It's still anybody's for all of these, right? Thunder and Lakers on top for West Group B. Jazz still find themselves in the bottom of this one. West Group C, the Warriors continue to play really, really well. Pelicans are actually 1-0 right now. That's kind of cool. And three of the better teams towards the bottom here, which is interesting. This is a tough group right here. Like, if the Pelicans were healthy, this one would be extra interesting. That's a tough group. East Group A, Magic and Knicks, both 2-0 right now. Shout out to them. Would love to see both of them make the cup. East Group C, the Pistons, 2-0. This is what I say. I love the cup because the team like the Pistons could be going somewhere, and that's cool. And the Bucks, who actually haven't been all that great this season, could also be in the cup, and maybe that springboards you the rest of the season, and that helps you get going. I don't know. And then we have East Group C, my Chicago Bulls at the bottom there with the Wizards. Is that where we are now? That's brutal. But the Hawks are 2-0 too, so that's what I'm saying. Like, different teams. I want to see different teams doing it. Let's take a look at real standings. Taking a look at the real standings, like we said, Cavs 14-0. Awesome, right? And this is the East, by the way. Celtics 11-3 right now. They're awesome. The Magic are up. They've been playing a pretty easy schedule as of late, and so that's part of it, right? We'll see what happens. This is without Paolo, though, at the same time, so I still like to see them make a trade in some capacity. Knicks still kind of struggling to figure things out, and then we get to the below 500 teams that are already in the playoffs, which is pretty crazy. The Pistons, not so bad, though. 6-8, getting close to 500. Like, this is a great season for the Pistons in this case. If we go back to the sheet here, I want to highlight Cade Cunningham a little bit more. Like, efficiency still needs to go up, but they're asking him to do a ton for this team. I really wish they would just play Malik Beasley more. He's been a really effective player for them this season. They're going to get Asar Thompson back soon. Jalen Duren, obviously, he's been a big factor for them this year. 8 points, 9.5 rebounds. Like, I'm a big Duren guy. Tobias Harris, I don't even actually feel like I see Tobias Harris do much at all, and that's why Tobias Harris is still kind of struggling, and that's unfortunate. I feel like Fontecchio should be on the court more. Like, I just feel like it, but I know he's not getting a ton of burn or anything right now, so maybe we'd see efficiency go up if he was getting a higher usage rate again. I don't know. Just my question at the end of the day. Going back, though, like Bulls starting to fall down the standings a little bit, right? The Bucks still 4-9, still struggling. The Raptors, their whole team's like decimated with injuries. The Sixers can't get anything going. It's feeling like the season's already starting to unravel for them, and the Wizards, they're really bad. Going over to the West, the Thunder are crushing everybody. They are crushing everybody. The Warriors, if you put Buddy Hield on the team, they don't lose. That's pretty much how it is. Rockets playing really well. I want to make a case to trade Fred VanVleet. I don't know how you do it, but we should trade him. I don't actually feel like he's playing as bad as his stats say that he is. Like, they are a net positive for the most part, and I know he's not being very efficient, but it's more so because Amen Thompson is that dude. Amen Thompson needs to play more. I think all of us know that he's going to be a really, really good player for this team, and I want to see him on the court more. So I want to do something, move Fred VanVleet, get something else, or just bench Fred VanVleet, let Amen play a little more. I think it's time. I think it's time to get him on the court. Lakers, 9-4. Shout out JJ Redick with those boys. He's getting them to work out despite some lack of depth issues and some other weird things going on with the roster. Suns starting to fall a little bit. I believe they were number 1 last week when we were looking. No KD, no Beal. That's going to be a rough one for them. Nuggets just making it work somehow. The Kings, they're scrapping. Like, look at the difference in the West. You have to get down to the 10 seed before you find a team under 500. Timberwolves trying to get going with things, right? They've suffered some interesting losses as of late. And then towards the bottom, you expected to see the Jazz, the Trailblazers kind of down there, right? The Pelicans are super, super injured. It's just Brandon Ingram left. Everyone else is pretty much down for the count, but I don't know. And the Spurs, while winning some games like as of late, still not all that great. They got to change up the game plan a little bit. But that's pretty much last week in the NBA, y'all. I like to give you guys just a little sense of it. If this feels scattered at points, you guys feel free to let me know how it could be better. I just like to throw a bunch of information at you guys so you guys have something to listen to on a Monday morning. And maybe you learned something from this that'll make you sound smart when you're standing at the water cooler or sitting at the lunch table this week. I don't know. I just think it's a good way to keep us all kind of wrapped and stuck in one place together as NBA fans, see what's going on. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment. I respond to every single comment to my channel. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much.